name it the join product, um, top products with preferred products. And you will see there's a left stream, which is the derived products, and a right stream, which is preferred products. Make sure we select the full outer. And for the join condition, let's select where user ID equals, visitor ID equals user ID. And that should give us the ability to move forward and click on the optimize button. In the optimize button for the broadcast, let's select as fixed, so that'll manually specify the streams of the to broadcast. And then for the broadcast option, we want to check left derived columns. So now we want to actually set the partition option. So go ahead and select set partition option and click on hash and put in for partitions, we want to set that to 30. So go ahead and put that to set that to 30. And for the column to hash on, we want to actually select product ID. So go ahead and select the product ID here, and that should give us the ability to set that. Now you can go to the inspect tab, and you should see it here. You should be able to see the top product ID, the visitor ID, top product ID, and then the derived column. So you should be able to see it here. And then, if you have debugging, if you don't have it, that's different. If you have it set up, you can actually do a data preview if you need to. Uh, that's okay. So this might take a few seconds. So let's keep going and do a derived column at that point from here. And you can click on create a derived column at that point. And the derived column, go ahead and set the output stream as derived column from the merge. And it should have the join top products as the incoming. So that's the join that's coming from our previous step. And go ahead and put in for the columns. This part, just make sure that we put in the expressions correctly. So for each of these columns that we are putting in, make sure that we have the expressions, so you can actually put in these expressions from the steps that have been defined. So we want to make sure that we have these expressions set up so that these are basically we're getting booleans. So from here, so two booleans are set up, and we're checking the null condition. So just make sure that we're doing an if and an is null for these. So just make sure that the expressions are set up accordingly. And then you can actually see for your data preview again as you're going through. You can actually click on the data preview. It'll take a few seconds to give you the preview over here, and you can just keep moving forward with the derived. After the derived columns, what we want to do is we want to be able to do a filter. So you can see that the data preview came in here. You want to actually click on the filter. So let's go ahead and create a filter here. And for the filters, this is a pretty simple step. We want to filter, just remove any records where product ID is null. So let's go ahead and put that in there for filter on, and put the is null for the product ID. That should give us that filter. And now we want to actually drop that. So we want to go ahead and click on a sync. So just you can type it in. You should see if you type in sync, go ahead and select sync. And that should give you a sync over here. Um, and for the sync, go ahead and put in the stream name. And we want to be able to select our sync as the data warehouse. So the data set should be we're dropping it back into our data warehouse, into our table that we created earlier, which is the user top product purchases. So go ahead and select that and leave the allow